Well, sure it is. I mean, it's 72. I believe the number is 72 calls we've had this year. We picked up about just shy of 270 needles, and the calls have come from the police. The calls have come from the general public. The calls have come from kids who actually the best. If there's a best part about it, a lot of times we will get follow-up calls from kids who we've presented to in some of the schools for the Look Sharps program, and they'll call them in and say, "Yeah, there's we found needles in the park. We found needles where I play and things like that." And so we just felt it was really important from a sort of a community safety standpoint that that those needles get picked up.
Is it disturbing to you the fact that you've been running a Sharps program, a needle exchange for so long, and yet we're still getting calls for needles in the community?
How do I answer that? I'm pretty confident most of the folks that come to our needle exchange are not the issue. These are the people, and we have people who will come in and take 100 to 200 needles at a time. I don't think they're I'm very confident they're not the issue. The issue are the people who take one or two. It bothers me two ways because they're not obviously being responsible, but it also bothers me in another way because these are probably people who may be experimenting, and we're not seeing them for whatever reason. They don't come to our exchange for one or two needles. They are experimenting with it, and we all know the other side of it is we also know that experimentation with something like morphine or a prescription drug like OxyContin or Percocets very quickly becomes an addiction, and the move from experiment to addiction is very rapid when we talk about prescription drugs like OxyContin and Percocet, and that's one of my concerns is if these folks are experimenting, they're probably not experimenting in a safe manner in the first place, and that's a big concern for us.